So, hi. I got up at 6 this morning with my son after not really getting quite enough sleep due to being late out last night. I'm going to the theatre. How's that for a middle class late night excuse? So I'm tired to begin with. I've been cleaning because we've got people coming around. I have no problem with this. The house does need a clean. I fully agree with that. I've been at it cleaning for about 3 hours, taking a break for breakfast and an episode of Miranda on the way, when then I turned my attention to the attic. The attic in our house acts as our computer room. I'm a geek, but I share my house with my son, who is rapidly becoming a geek. You know, he's one of these kids that can't tie his own shoelaces yet, but he can work a tablet. And my fiance, who, although I'm a geek, she is one of the best World of Warcraft players on her server, probably in the world, although she doesn't like to admit it, but she's certainly very, very good. And as an aside, she's also the Peggle European Grand Champion. She's good at games, she's good with computers. However, this is not an excuse for her to have a messy desk. I come up to clean. My desk is relatively untidy. There's a couple of beer bottles that need to be cleaned up, maybe a plate. That was about it. Her desk is listed with a selection of Diet Coke cans, none of which are empty, plates, cutlery and 2 beakers. Because we're in the attic, I use the frowned upon yet effective strategy of emptying the Diet Coke cans by opening a skylight and pouring the contents of the aforementioned cans onto the roof, where they will then be handled by the ironmongery adorning the front of the house. Is it still ironmongery if the guttering and downpipes are plastic? I digress. The Diet Coke cans are then crushed with a manly contraction of the hand and put into a carrier bag for recycling. Plates and cutlery are not a problem, they are simply stacked ready to be taken downstairs for washing. So I then turn my attention to the beakers, neither of which are empty. One has about a third of a beaker full of cold coffee and a Domino's garlic mayo dip lid floating in the coffee, which means that I am unable to dispose of the cold coffee in the same way that I disposed of the Diet Coke after the Diet Coke cans, and will have to be carried downstairs carefully so as not to risk spillage. The second beaker contains something that used to be coffee, but is now possibly some kind of antibiotic. Doesn't just contain this, no. It's not just mutant coffee. Because at some point, a variety of foods was tipped into the coffee, which upon later examination turned out to be, as far as I could tell, some kind of mixture of potato, tomato, possibly some other Polish foods. We've been having a few Polish takeaways lately. So the combination of living liquid and decomposing solids is so vile that when I have to tip it into the sink to clean the cup, I have to resist the temptation to make my own involuntary contribution to the mixture. It's disgusting. If you have food that you don't want, put it in the bin, which is in the same room, or just leave it on the plate. Don't contaminate the liquids because A, they then can't be tipped onto the roof, and B, it's disgusting. Thank you.